Hello everyone, welcome to the Weekly Guest Podcast. My name is Edward Daniel. It's a pleasure to be here again today. Thank you for taking time out to listen. On this week's podcast, I have the pleasure of introducing you to Gordon Leatherdale. Gordon is founder of Wild Trail. Welcome, Gordon. How are you?
I'm very well indeed. Thank you very much for having me on here.
It's good to hear from you. Now then, you are founder of Wild Trail, which provides whole grain nutrition through bars, which you have packed with as much whole grain oats and healthy fruits as possible. Can you tell us a little bit more about what Wild Trails provides and how your business came about?
Well, in terms of what we provide generally the most nutritious snacks in the form of bars that are on the market in the UK and actually in Europe. We focus on delivering a portion of whole grains and a portion of fruit, so that's one of your 3 a day and one of your 5 a day within each product. So we don't want snacks just to be space fillers. We want to provide something that's functional and that provides, as well as that, taste and goodness when you eat them. In terms of the way the business came about, Edward, I was formerly in the farm shop business. I built a business up from no farm shops to 6 farm shops, and it's funny, the first farm shop was in Hungerford down in Berkshire. And my customers were always asking me about sort of healthier foods. I was providing them with fruit and vegetables and organic meat and all the rest of it. But actually, there was very little in the way of snacks that were truly healthy. And when I looked at the market, I realised that I was quite shocked actually when I saw, for instance, compressed fruit bars, which are 45% sugar and yogurt-coated raisins. And yogurt on a product is one of the worst things you can eat. It's full of just fat and sugar, basically. So the sort of seeds were sown back in my farm shop days, and I thought, well, I think I can do something better than this. So that's how the sort of seed was sown, and the nugget came into my brain.
So you mentioned about yogurt. Obviously, yogurt has lactose in it. So what makes your bars so nutritional and yet so functional?
Well, what we've done really is try to minimise the amount of ingredients in the product and maximise the amount of benefit a consumer gets from a product. So far from just the starting point for our product was right. We want to provide some function. It's not just about price. It's not just about cost and putting in puffed rice and whatnot. We want to provide some whole grains. So if we're going to provide whole grains, we ought to provide a portion of whole grains. So that's one of your 3 a day. And if we're going to put fruit into a bar, which I'm very keen on, well, we might as well provide one of your 5 a day. Otherwise, otherwise there wouldn't seem to be any purpose in the product. So that's kind of where we started, and that's what makes our product slightly different from other products. It's jamming in as much goodness as possible and ensuring that a consumer actually gets a portion of fruit and a portion of whole grains within each product.
Now, with the rise of low-fat and healthy foods, there's often a misconception that these are generally good for you. While some might be low in fat, they may actually be high in calories or high in sugar content. And where some may think they are munching on some healthy stuff, it might not necessarily be for their particular diet. Do you think Wild Trail's bars stand out from these kind of bars? Are there any ideal bars to include in anyone's healthy, stable diet?
Yeah, we have the best bar in the marketplace for sugars and fats. We just updated our analysis of the marketplace. And when I look against our bars against the nutritional profile of other bars in the market, I'm not going to name names, but you can ask me which ones if you'd like. Just simply by adding whole grain oats and fruit together and binding them with fruit, the bars are nutritionally the best in the market, containing the least fats and sugars within the UK and European marketplace. So we've made a huge effort to reduce both sugars and fats within the bar marketplace with our whole grain bars.
And I see that you served in the British Army for over 8 years. Was it while serving in the Army that you realised how important a balanced diet is to everyone's well-being and strength? especially including whole grain oats. Was this possibly the ground roots of your motivation to having a healthy food company?
Yeah, the army certainly provided us with information about nutrition and getting a balanced diet and so on and so forth. But to be completely honest with you, I'd always been interested in experimenting with food and coming up with new recipes and new ideas. Even when I was 8, 9 years old, I remember making some pretty bizarre experiments with food. I don't think I need to tell you what they are. They were pretty disgusting.
But they can't be that disgusting.
It was as a child, not forgetting, aged 8 or 9, and I used to mix all sorts of things up and try them, and I feel pretty bad as a result, to be honest with you. But the army does certainly it educates you in what you need to eat for being in fairly extreme environments, particularly when you're a foot slogger like I was. So was it the ground roots? Probably not. The ground roots go back to food and dining, but I was really able to get hands-on with food, whether it was vegetables, meat, or oats, or whatever it was. And that was really where I had the opportunity to start experimenting.
Now, on reading a recent review of 2 of your products by the Healthy Food Organisation, I saw that though the reviewer thought personally that your products were a little sweet, they're made for either an excellent pre-training snack or as something healthy to have in your bag, as a deterrent to the more calorific chocolate alternatives. Do you feel that this was a fairly accurate review?
I do, because it's from an individual, and everyone has a personal opinion about a product. There are people out there that think the products are a little sweet. Not very many of them, I hasten to add. And certainly when you look at the sugars on our products per bite compared to other products, I mean, they're about 45% less sugars than a squash fruit naked bar, for instance. But people are people, and the lady liked the products, and from that perspective, yeah, it was an accurate review, because it was a review done by an individual, professional individual, so to that end, it was pretty accurate, I have to say. In terms of we get very good reviews of the products from a range of people, mainly in the personal training and nutrition sphere, and it seems to fit in with the excellent reviews that we've had from several dozen people.
Now, since setting up Wild Trails, it's had tremendous success, winning the Great Taste Gold Awards in 2010, becoming a household product. I know it's one of the first products that catches my eyes on the market shelf, as well as being sold in some very prestigious stores as well. What do you think has been the reason for its rapid growth? Apart from its good quality bite, I think there is something about its eye-catching packaging.
Yeah, I mean, firstly, it's a fantastic product. We spent the best part of 18 months experimenting to get it right, and I think if the product was poor, then it wouldn't be on the shelves. But there's no doubt about it that the design work done by B&B Studios in Shoreditch made a huge difference to the product. We actually had the product out in a previous packaging prior to this packaging, obviously, and the rate of sale went up about 3-4 times when the new packaging was put on shelves. So there's no question about it that having a good design agency who understand what you're trying to convey and understand how busy the market is extremely important. And they've done a fantastic job of making the packaging eye-catching and increasing rates of sale.
Now, I know it's not just yourself that has faith in your business. You've recently been involved in a crowdfunding campaign to assist your business to expand further. How do you plan to invest the money raised in your business?
Really, for us at the moment, it's about generating sales, increasing our rate of sale, and getting new listings in higher volume businesses in the UK and actually overseas. Fun enough, our biggest customer base at the moment is Europe, mainland Europe, that is. So it's investing in salespeople, investing in marketing, and also our website at the moment, which is presently being rebuilt.
Now, I know that Wild Trails is very active on both Twitter and Facebook. How important have these tools been in getting the message out about your products? Have you had any feedback about them?
Well, for us, we haven't had a functioning website. We wait until early July So I think that both, in particular, Facebook has been very important as the place that people will go to find out more about our products at the moment. So I think I would say Facebook probably more than Twitter, because we can put more content up on Facebook. And in terms of feedback, yeah, we get some very good feedback on the Facebook pages about the products, and indeed on Twitter as well.
Now, I see that one of your promotional photographs has some wild trail bars set in the sand, inferring that they'll go some way in ensuring you'll be able to show off your beach body when the appropriate time is right. Would you say that your bars market reach is quite wide, whether it's a pre-workout treat of one person or an effective way for one who is looking to slim down and generally eat healthily?
Yeah, it's wide. I have to say, we get interest in the products from all sorts of people, from personal trainers to nutritionists, cyclists, people who just want a healthy snack in the city, or whoever, or families whose mothers are worried about the content of sugar in snacks that they put in their children's lunchbox. So yes, it is quite wide, and that worries me as to whether we're getting our targeting absolutely spot on, because we haven't got the resource to advertise and market to that audience. It's a very wide audience, obviously.
Yeah. So who would your target audience be then?
Well, at the moment, to build up the brand, we really need to focus on younger professionals, male and female professionals, who really take an interest in what they eat, what they're putting into their mouths. So that's really the target and the focus for us, and that happens to be central London in the main, and Brighton and southeast of England. That said, we do have a lot of people in the sports market who are very keen on the products. So that would probably be right up there with the sort of younger professionals. That's not to say we'd exclude anybody in terms of our marketing, but we have we don't have the largest resource in the world. So we have to focus our bars where we think they'll sell best and quickest to begin with.
Now, does your bar cater for the vegans of this world?
Oh yeah, and I have to say that it's wonderful. I wanted the bar always from the very beginning to be a vegan friendly and a vegetarian friendly bar, obviously, and I was blown away by the response from the vegan community when I did a vegan show down in Hove 2 or 3 months ago, the Veg Fest actually, and I really rather wish that at my farm shops that I've had more vegans coming in, because they know so much more about food. They read the labels properly, they understand nutrition. And my word, if everybody had to take the attitude to food that vegans do, certainly in terms of understanding it, the country would be in a much better place. There'd be no obesity in the country. There'd be no health issues related to food. They're the most enlightened bunch of consumers I've ever met. And they continue to be fantastic supporters of our products. So it's a market I'm very keen to continue the dialogue with, and fundamentally to service the taste needs thereof. But we've had a tremendous response from, and in fact, actually, funny enough, I got an email today from a gentleman, the Fat Gay Vegan blogger.
Yes, Sean, of course.
Yes, and I believe there's a vegan beer festival on the 13th of July, which I'm very much looking forward to attending, clearly with a big bags of our bags full of our products. So it's a fantastic audience for us, and I wish there was more we could do to engage more with the vegan market.
Now, thank you very much for that. What type of clients would you like to meet then?
Well, my focus now is selling products to shops and to outlets. So people or representatives of outlets who take an interest in what their consumers are eating. Business leaders and business owners who are looking for a product that they can make 50% margin. Our bars are VAT free for various reasons, which gives us a huge competitive advantage. And people who engage well with their consumers, so we can stock up in a shop, we can get the bars on the counter in our merchandising stands, and we can go off and start getting their customers tasting the bars with samplings and the like. So proactive shop owners and owners of multiple outlet chains and so on and so forth.
So, Gordon, what does the future hold for you and Wild Trails then?
Well, it's all about Wild Trail really, and the short-term future, we've got some very exciting new products that are being developed that we'd like to bring out this year. They'll remain vegan and vegetarian friendly, I'm pleased to say. But there are some fantastic vegan and vegetarian friendly chocolates that we can use to top one or two of the bars. And we'd like to have a presence, and we'd like to in the whole grain snacking fixture. We want to develop that presence and become a well-known and recognised brand for whole grains in the vegan, vegetarian, and healthy eating sort of world, effectively.
Now, lastly, Gordon, what piece of advice would you give to someone starting out in business then?
Well, I think what I've learned with our whole grain bars is that you can only really get anywhere if the product is the best product possible. So I think for anyone starting out, it's very important that you want to be the best. You want to offer consumers the best product or the best service. And I think if you can't do that, then you're on a sticky wicket to start with. That ties in with having a firm and clear vision as to what you want to do for the business and how you're trying to change society or change people's habits or what have you. Having the right team in place, whether that's designers, accountants, or packaging people or manufacturers, and having enough cash to get the business off the ground is really important as well.
Brilliant. So thank you, Gordon. And it's bye from me, Edward Daniel. And it's bye from Gordon Leatherdale of Wild Trail.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you. Have a terrific week.